My next guest is one of Ireland's best loved comedians. He is an actor, he is a musician, he is a TV presenter, and now Mr. Pat Shortt, he is making his debut, his Abbey Theatre debut.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that, Kathryn.
This is unbelievable. And it's been described by its director as unstageable.
Yeah.
So, that's not what you want to hear when rehearsals are just about to start.
No, it's not. Yeah, and we're going to devise it. That's the other thing you don't want to hear too, which means you're going to be stuck in the middle of it. And no, he's a great director, Dan. I was familiar with some of his work before. My agent in London was raving saying you have to work with him.
Yeah.
And I realise that now in the rehearsal room. Because
this is Dan Colley.
Yeah. I mean, he did say this play is unstageable in some respect, or how, to put it together. And I'm like, when you're reading the script, you're going, how in the name of God is he going to do these things? But he's very, very creative. And it's going to be amazing, the whole play. We're talking about Animals, of course,
yes,
which is going to go ahead in the Abbey Theatre. I think we're opening the end of September, sometime around then.
Okay, the 23rd, from September 23rd to November 7th.
Yeah, so we're still in the rehearsal room at the moment, which I have to say, I did a play last year with Mike Fane down in Limerick, and I very odd time do take on a play, but I love the rehearsal room.
Yes.
It's like...
Well, you are a brilliant actor, and I'm not just blowing smoke, but you are brilliant. And I suppose to set the scene, this is slightly different to maybe what you've done before, what anyone has done before, because this is an adaptation of Blindboy's stories. So it's the Gospel according to Blindboy. So they've taken some of his short stories. Am I right in saying
That's
this?
correct.
And kind of cobbled it together and then put it on a stage.
Yeah, and anyone... There's a lot of people, because all these books have been number one sellers. People are hugely familiar with his work. I mean, even when I've mentioned to people, they say, well, what are you playing? I'm playing Erskine Fogarty. And everyone goes, oh, God, yeah, your man with the fridge on his back.
Yeah.
And I'm amazed at how
that
many
people
know his work, so well. And my character is kind of like it's very hard. The one question I hate when doing interviews, Kathryn, what's it about?
What's it about, Pat?
I get in there before you. I mean, it's so hard to explain.
Yeah.
But if you could imagine, it's a selection of short stories of his work. My character, Erskine Fogarty, is a short story as well, but he kind of, in this case, is the conjugate throughout the whole thing, linking it all together in some respect. You know what I mean? And he's a character, people would know him, who's... I suppose after the crash, he's lost everything, and he's gone back down to Limerick to tell everyone in Limerick what Dublin has done to him, and what a great man he is. And the only thing he's left is his Fisher and Paykel fridge freezer, which he carries on his back, and it's a very expensive fridge freezer. So just to show people that he's still a man of worth and all the rest, you know. But it's also, he's neurodivergent.
Yes.
And that's the key to the whole show.
As is Blindboy.
Yeah. And it's almost autobiographical in a sense. I play young Erskine as well, and he's talking about, and it's I suppose it's trying to explain how they navigate the world. Excuse me. And how they react to people and people react to them, and so on and so forth. It's very, very interesting. Look, I didn't know a whole heap about autism or neurodiversity until I started reading into this and looking at me, and it's really opened my eyes up, and it's fantastic.
He has shone a light on this subject in a way that I don't think many people have. Yeah. There's lots of talk about being neurodivergent. There's lots of talk about autism, but Blindboy, I think it's the way he comes at it. For me, it's very individually him, but he absolutely nails it as well. So, and I know I was really interested to read this though. So he's made the space, or he wants to make the space in the Abbey a safe space for those that are coming who are neurodivergent, who have autism. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I think that's a brilliant thing about this. It's kind of breaking down the rules of theatre to a degree, or the theatre, what we would call theatre etiquette, which sometimes is, I don't know. We've all been in the situation where you've been sitting in the seat and you've said, I should have gone to the loo before I sat down. And I didn't realise this is a 2-hour first act. But I'm not.
Or the woman beside you will be raging if you get up and try
to shuffle out from the middle of the theatre. And I suppose some people with neurodivergency, if I'm saying the right word there, they don't have the same kind of... They might have to get up and move around. and they want to make them feel comfortable in the theatre. And I think that's a fantastic approach to it. So basically, we say every night when it's said that if you feel like you have to leave the venue or you have to get up and move about because that is your thing, do not feel embarrassed or shamed or anything. And we all are understanding in the venue when we're there, this might happen.
And they've got a quiet space, a sort of a quiet space for people to hang out in as well before the show. Limerick features quite heavily throughout Blindboy's writing. You're a tip man, but living in Limerick like a million gazillion years.
I'm an adopted Limerick.
You're adopted Limerick. I think you're there 40 years. Is that how long you're there? So would you have known Blindboy? Like, would you have come across him just in your worlds of entertainment and touring?
I would have. Before he was ever Blindboy, he was always doing wacky stuff, and he came to my attention doing spoof phone calls. And lots of people do spoof phone calls, and when they were in school and stuff, ringing up places and taping them and recording. But there was something wacky about the ones he was doing. They were surreal and crazy. And this was before the Rubber Bandits. And it was just, I remember getting a tape of his stuff. And I met him. I used to know his older brother. He was in a band, and he was in a band in Limerick. Who I had friends who were friends, and we'd all go to the gigs and we'd meet for pints. And I used to meet him then, and obviously I didn't know who he was. And subsequently then, since I've done charity work with him, charity gigs and stuff like that, and I wouldn't know him terribly well, but I would know him, if you know what I mean. Sure. But I always admired his work, even when he was a young fella. He would have been only 16 back then. Yeah. Because his approach was surreal, and that kind of what I call surreal, grotesque, daft, mad. And I think he's a really, really, really good writer, and I think he's got a great mind and approach to stuff. Very, very creative approach
100%,
to stuff.
100%. He's one of the great thinkers, I think.
Yes.
He really is. And I'm really looking forward to seeing it. Anything that's called unstageable. That's on in the Abbey. I'm like, I am there. And I mean, you've done Broadway, Pat. You've done the West End.
Yeah.
What does it feel like? I mean, anyone who comes from, who's in talking about stuff in the Abbey and their work in the Abbey, it's a different. There's a different kind of feeling. Is there for you? Or?
Yeah, the Abbey's our national theatre.
Yeah,
and I didn't realise till recently that we were the first national theatre in the world, which is incredible. And I always remember with John Kenny when we used to tour America, we did a lot of work in theatres in America before the Unbelievers even became very big here, and every theatre, without fail, when we went there until they knew we were Irish, were asking about the Abbey. The Abbey. It's incredible the weight it carries abroad internationally.
The regard that it's held in as well.
Absolutely. And that was remarkable. And then it just kind of evaded me down to, I think may have had 2 offers to do something in the Abbey, but I was away touring in America, one of them, and I think I couldn't do the other. I was in a commitment to something else. So I thought it was one that might slip away on me.
And you got there.
I got there.
You got there. I love it. Come here, you were just telling me during the song there, you've had a busy summer. You've been on tour with Faye.
Yes.
Your daughter. The last time we met, I think it was my second or third day on air.
Was it my first day?
Was it my first day? Oh, Jesus.
I never forget it.
I never forget it. God, well, I didn't know it was my first day. I hadn't a rashers what I was doing.
You hadn't a clue what you're at.
I still don't.
And we laughed ourselves in the face so much because we were sitting there, and there was times when you were very good to us, you were very nice, and you were going, Pat, but you were pushing knobs and pulling things and shouting out the door to produce, what are we doing next? Grabbing pieces of paper, and we thought we just wandered in, and we should not have wandered in.
I remember you did the traffic, and I thought it would be funny, but I just hadn't a rashers even how to do the traffic or how to get it up. But you two were so good to me that day and made me feel very comfortable. But you guys have been touring all summer.
We've been touring for a long time. This current tour, we just did a short little tour there of about 6 venues recently, and we finished in Clifton. We had a great night in the Station House Theatre in Clifton there on Saturday night. They're a great bunch up there. So it's great. Yeah, we did. The last show we toured all over Australia, New Zealand and everywhere together.
Yeah, you're brilliant.
Which was great. And then, of course, Faye now, we were due to do America this year, but she's now like yourself, Kathryn. She's full-time in spin. She's there on Monday to Thursday nights with Jamie. They host a show together, which is great.
Yeah.
And then the weekends
she's got a real job now, Pat.
She's something to fall back on.
Well, listen, I wanted to ask you this, because taking on a role like this, you've kind of done it all. You've done comedy, as we said. You've done the music. You've done so many different shows. Is there a dream role? Is there something that, like you said just there, you thought the Abbey might evade you, it didn't? Is there something that's kind of on the bucket list that you're reaching for?
No, there's nothing there really. I mean, I'm very lucky. I've got to do, like, even with Banshees of Inisherin, a film on that scale, if you know what I mean. I've done loads of films. I worked with a young director recently, Tony O'Donnell, and that film's coming out next year, and we're doing some reshoots after I finish this job. And I think he's a really exciting director. I think he's a guy that you're gonna see a lot of. He's the youngest director in the country at the moment, at the age 27, and he's after doing a feature. Just finished editing in America and Texas, and they just finished a soundscape in Germany, and it's a very, very exciting project. So I'm lucky, Kathryn. I keep getting these exciting projects popping up. There's one or two coming next year as well, and this at the moment. So I kind of. Just once I keep getting jobs like this, I'm happy, you know.
I always get that from you. Every role that you take on is kind of like a dream role for you, and that you love it, you put everything into it, and
it's also
embrace
working with a great cast on this as well. I'm not going to go mention all the names, but there is an amazing cast on this, and it's a particular, like, with the way Dan is devising the play and working stuff out. And there's a lot of physicality, a lot of movement and stuff like that, and it's a process that I hadn't done before. So. I felt out of my depth the first week.
Have you been doing Daniel Day-Lewis getting into Carter? Have you been walking around with the fridge on your back?
Heading down to get on the bus on the S2.
Pat Shortt, always great to see you. Animals runs in the Abbey Theatre from September 23rd to November 7th. Tickets available now. They were not going to be there for long, let me tell you. So get on it. abbeytheatre.ie. Pat, always a pleasure.
Thanks,
great to
Kathryn.
see you.
Thank
Do you want to do the traffic?
No, not today. I've got to go to work.
Here's Katy Perry, Kissed a Girl on Q102.